All right, so how can you optimally play Werewolf of Transylvania as a human? Me and Wolfbite, we've literally did a little bit of analysis on the game and try to like figure out how can we kind of teach you guys. I mean, it's coming from a perspective of a guy that, plays this average, you know what I mean? I don't play this often to, kind of consider myself as a good player, but I can give you guys some good tips because I feel like I'm a little bit above average or, I'm a decent player. And I'm going to say that Wolfbite has helped me quite a bit for making the video, so I do appreciate him. And big shout outs to the boy, Wolfbite. So he's actually be playing the werewolf today. Because oh, should I? I don't know if I should have said that. I think I should have. Yeah, it's fine. So we are recording this after the actual gameplay, because the thing is with this game, it's very difficult to kind of like talk about the actual gameplay as you're playing. Commentating over it because it's simply too difficult. There's too many actions that you have to do to actually play decently at the game. So that's a problem. Anyways, so let's talk a little bit about the actual game. We're starting off with a little bit of mining. So mining is one of the best professions to go for a few reasons. Mining is just it's consistent, right? So you essentially stay at the same spot at all the time and you pretty much mine, and then the shop is right next to it where you can sell all the ore. So you can either get gold or iron. Iron can be used for two things. It could be used for armor and extra damage. Obviously, getting those two by night 2 or night 3, sorry, is critical. At least armor for night 2 is very important, so you can kind of survive a kind of a werewolf kind of rush or push. So yeah, the thing is with this game, again, we're playing with, against a werewolf, which is Wolfbite, which is a very, very good player. So obviously, I would say he's among the top players. He plays this consistently, and he's a very good werewolf, so we have a very good opposition. So I'm really focused at the moment. Again, it's a really good start for me. I'm pretty much got myself a decent amount of resources early, and we're going to be rushing our grain silo plus our tent, and hopefully getting ourselves our dog, which is going to be very important. So as soon as we get both of those structures, we are going to be rushing a few workers, giving us a little bit of lumber production, which is going to be very important as the game progresses. So, I mean, it's looking pretty good at the moment. It's looking pretty good. I got my dog. I can start hunting. We're going to war animals, obviously. And, it's looking decent, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's looking decent. It's just all about being really greedy in this game, I feel like. For the first night, you shouldn't be worried too much because humans naturally have a lot of health regeneration. It's kind of a passive, so people, it gives the villagers a little bit more time to just kind of build up their economy, build up their base, and just it's kind of like a safe moment, right? Even night 1 is safe technically. Like, you can get attacked and can get killed. If you're really not paying attention. It happened to Wolfbite, by the way. He's really bad at the game. Capo. But nah, yeah, it literally can happen to anyone if you're really. Because by the way, I'm with him in Discord. He's like, wow. That was free, yeah. But it's the truth. You can get killed if you're not paying attention. Basically, someone can place dynamite, and you could be pretty much get executed from night 2, which is which is really bad, or even night 1. But you really have to be not paying attention, basically. But yeah, as soon as we get ourselves warehouse, we could start planning for a scarecrow. If you plant 130 crops, it gives you the ability to place a scarecrow down, which gives you insane regeneration, which is super good. The way we're going to be scaling our economy is 2 ways: mining, hunting, well, 3 ways actually, and farming, right? So I forgot about my dog. My dog gives me crazy amount of deer here, which is huge. Gives me quite a bit of gold, so I could pretty much get myself a horse, start planting, and it's looking pretty good, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's also raining, so crops do grow a little bit faster when it's raining. So it's looking really good, guys. At the minute, it's looking very good. Clean me, daddy. This guy literally clears himself. That's the thing. Obviously, with these social deduction games, you have to be, the gameplay and the mechanics of the actual game is a big thing, right? But you have to be actually kind of role-playing and figuring out who is the actual werewolf, right? So Wolfbite kills the Oberon. That's a big tell that he might be. This is really the tell of him being werewolf. So usually it's very difficult as a human to kill Oberon, or at least it wastes a lot of time. So that's the thing. So that's why I told you guys from the beginning who was the werewolf, because you would have known from just him killing Oberon during the night, because during the night the reason why it's a clear tell that it's him is because during the night, Werewolf obviously is very powerful, and he can actually take on this boss, which is, there's a lot of bosses around the map. Oberon, there's the prize boar, and also like Timber. So there's a few bosses around the map that you can actually kill. They're very difficult to kill in human form. You have to kite them, and it takes a long time. You could probably use your dog, but your dog is not strong enough. You could assume that he pretty much killed Oberon with his dog and picked up the pelt, which obviously gives us the kind of prompt as you guys saw before. But yeah, at the moment we know it's wolf bite, so we're just gonna be like focused on so much economy, right? So we know now day 2 is where it all matters, in my opinion. That's where you really have to make as big moves as you can. If you're able to get the Scarecrow night 2 or day 3, I would say you're a pretty good player. So it's difficult, guys. Let me get this straight. It's very difficult. You really have to be on top of your game. Yeah, end of 2, early 3. Yeah, exactly. So it's end of night 3. End of night 2, sorry. Dude, I keep getting these mistaken, but end of night 2 and beginning of day 3, essentially. That's the kind of timing for you to get Scarecrow, which is very important. We're currently, what, halfway point at the moment? Around like 60 crops, so that's the difficulty. Like, you have to use your gold for a lot of things, right? You have to make sure that, you know, you're kind of fortified. Usually fortifications happened around half of the day 2, so you want to make sure that you're getting 30 iron to at least get yourself some armor, so you're somewhat more durable for some pushes. So like usually Werewolf, what they do is night 1 they would literally just go heavy on just farming, right? You want to make sure that you're level 6 at least, killing maybe Oberon, killing prize board. There's a lot of like bosses you could kill, even the Scarecrow, and get level 6 so you can scout your opponents very fast with your ultimate. So that's why night 1 you shouldn't be worried about getting attacked, because I feel like any good werewolf is probably just gonna farm, because they want to make sure that they have some sort of levels in order to be very powerful for night 2, which is the point. You know, half of the night you want to make sure that you have a full wall off. So I'm kind of panicking at this point. I want to make sure that I have, you know, my armor, which is very important, right? Having my armor at least is the minimum, bare minimum of what you need. And once you have your armor, you want to start walling off, right? So I'm a little bit late. I'm waiting on the dynamite cooldown here to just prevent wolfbite from actually getting it too. You could literally, you could technically buy the Gen 2 to help you defend. There's a lot of ways you could defend. It really kind of depends. I feel like even with a dynamite push, we've discussed me and wolfbite before, that it's very difficult no matter what to defend a dynamite push from a werewolf night 2. Even though you have armor, even though you might have spears and all that stuff, it's very difficult. So you see me also getting some farm animals, which are very important because they give you quite a bit of XP. So XP obviously gives you stats, which, you know, is obviously very important. You can get yourself a tower from the middle shop. So there's a lot of fun stuff you see me utilizing in this game. So obviously dynamite can be very good versus a werewolf, just to like kind of force them off. So here I'm sending my werewolf, my dog to top right, basically to maybe dynamite hit, what's this, wolfbite space, right? Or just create a little bit of damage, right? So I could probably dynamite anything, like his walls. I could dynamite his main guy. I could probably dynamite his army. So this is why I'm sending my dog top right. I'm basically trying to be a little bit disruptive, right? I'm not, essentially, I'm not playing as, you know, aggressive. I'm playing aggressive more than, you know, defensive, because I could probably go back to base, build myself a tower. I'm just trying to be a little bit disruptive, right? So I feel like if I kind of like do things that wolfbite won't expect me to do, catch him off guard, it might be pretty good. It's 5-second cooldown. Okay, so you literally told me that in Discord that apparently dynamite is 5-second cooldown, so it's pretty much a waste. But anyways, dynamite is useful no matter what, right? So I'm pretty much scouting, trying to figure out where wolfbite is. I would assume we heard Santiago, this like kind of player that plays a lot of like werewolf. He said that wolfbite was top right, so that's why I sent my dog there to kind of scout and see if he's going to be getting attacked. So I did see him with a little bit of what's it called, of night. So maybe he's well defended. He didn't have a full wall off, so That's the kind of problem. So trying to scout different bases to see where he potentially was. Maybe I could dynamite his whole like worker line, all that stuff. So that's literally what I was trying to do. But you know, you see me being very proactive, right? I'm scouting at the same time. I'm building an army, and I'm also making sure that I'm farming, right? Farming is very important, right? Farming gives me economy. Economy gives me the ability to get gold, income, and all that stuff. And I can get a lot of research, a big army. So that's why I need to make sure that I'm always focused on farming, right? So that's pretty much what I'm doing. That's what you see me doing, right? Now I see that, you know, obviously top right is being attacked. Werewolf 5, this is kind of like decent. I feel like he could have probably been level 6. I would have been level 6, let's be honest. But he's only level 5, which is fine. But it's Wolfbite, you know, it's Wolfbite, Kappa. He's actually good at the game, just saying. I like teasing him. But yeah, I'm planting everything behind it, which is very good. I see him being attacked. So I see the werewolf. I see Wolfbite. He has tier 3 swords, which is really freaking good. He has a few of them. This is a big push. This is a very big push by Wolfbite. He's obviously all in at this point. He really needs to get this kill. If he doesn't, he literally, what's it called? He won't have an economy behind it, but I feel like it's going to be difficult for him to do anything. So at this point, what I'm trying to do is just place some dynamite in some area. As you see, I'm placing dynamite down to hopefully get some kills, but it literally doesn't do anything, which really sucks. And I'm also blocking, I'm literally blocking Wolfbite so he hopefully doesn't catch up to him. And I feel like that was really well played by me. I feel like that was really well played by me. I had the right idea, just execution was poorly. It was just poor on my part, but I feel like I played well there. Considering you're not even supposed to help your teammates. I mean, I could try, but it's very difficult with only a dog. So I feel like, yeah, he's just, I'm too good. Yeah, that's literally what he said. But yeah, and then Santiago dies. Mr. Wolfbite gets the gold from it. So he's in a pretty good spot. He's in a pretty good spot. In this scenario, I'm kind of panicking. I'm like, okay, it's time to kind of fortify it. So I'm upgrading my walls, getting myself some decent amount of army. I just need to start going for heavy economy, getting myself damage on my main guy. Hopefully, mine a little bit of iron just to get my final upgrade. And it's looking decent, guys. I have Scarecrow. It's really good for me. I just need coffee to get a little bit of HP and work towards, what's it called? Yeah, work towards the either spear shot or acid bomb, which is probably our next kind of like mission. And here we go. We got freaking Scarecrow after planting 130 crops. So it is half of the day at the moment. Looking pretty good. We got ourselves Scarecrow again. It's a very, very important upgrade. It gives me like an insane regeneration on all of my units. So it guarantees me to kind of stay alive. Because you can pretty much place this regeneration block into it like a tree line, and basically the werewolf cannot hit it unless he has range units, which he doesn't, right? So that's really good for me. So basically I went to scout top right to see if he's still there, because I know werewolf's probably hovering around top right. But to be honest, he has a lot more upgrades on me because he has like tier 3 knights. I have tier 2 knights with like a quarter of their upgrades, so I'm very weak. I cannot fight him. I pretty much retreat. So it was pretty much a lost cause. I was hoping to kind of catch his human off guard, but again, I'm still trying to be disruptive with my dog, with placing Jin down, placing you know, dynamites. I'm still relatively being disruptive. So this was a very good attempt. If he wasn't paying attention, he could have died there, by the way, because he literally he was in the animation of mining and he could have literally died. So that was pretty close. It would have been a deja vu for him, so I guess he would have been used to it, to die to dynamite.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
It is what it is. So again, planning behind it, very good. I almost have 35 iron, which gives me the ability to build myself damage, which is super good. So now I have extra armor, extra damage. I'm very happy about this. This is very good. My human is pimped out. And yeah, it's pretty much down to economy at this point. So I just need to make sure that I get my max, or what's it called? Get max, max melee and max ranged, pretty much, to pretty much beat the guy. So at this point, it's just, I could go for, I don't need to like mine or do anything. Night is coming up. I'm fortifying. I could have probably built a few towers. I feel like it would have been, I don't know, because towers are kind of costly. I don't know if they're really worth it. But yeah, me and this other guy, Red, are kind of basing right next to each other. So I mean, it does. It's difficult for Werewolf to do anything if there's multiple bases working together. So that's why I guess you didn't see him rushing our base right away. But still, I feel like it's still we're on a good pace at the moment. So this is night 3 at the moment. We have Scarecrow, which is really good. The only thing I guess we've been missing is a little bit of crops that we should be planting. Again, we're kind of slow a little bit, I would say. What level am I? I don't even know what level I should be around like 16 to 18, which is decent. I feel like at this point, we're close to 25. It will give us the ability to get those extra 10 stats if we get level 25. But I'm not worried because I do have a lot of like animals, so I feel like we're gonna be totally fine, to be honest. So now I'm getting basic upgrades, finalizing my upgrades for the sword, so I'm pretty much expecting an attack from him, so that's why you see me really going heavy on the upgrades. So here comes Wolfbite. He literally charges my base during the day, which is very ambitious. Let's be honest, it's very ambitious. He does have Scarecrow, even during Werewolf. Like, while being Werewolf, that's very impressive, to be honest. So, playing as a Werewolf and getting Scarecrow is really impressive because you also have to manage playing a Werewolf, right? So you have 2 stories to kind of manage, so that's the thing. Here I pretty much charges Scarecrow, so if we eliminate Scarecrow, he has no more regeneration. So I can pretty much place mine down and it will be fine. It is on cooldown, which kind of sucks, but... so what I really want to do here, I see his ranged units, right? Which I pretty much auto-attack with my, what's it called? My melee units. My melee units counter his range units, so I pretty much place my melee units versus his range units because they do quite a bit of damage to, for example, either my range or my main character, so that's why I want to take them out as soon as possible. So here what I could do is just again, I don't need to fight this guy. I don't know, this was a very I don't know what I was thinking while fighting Wolfbite here, because the thing is I was very confused because he fought, I guess he thought he had the advantage. He even has like freaking invulnerability potion. And by the way, I chased him here. Even though he was taking a lot of damage, I chased him because I feel like this was probably my window to actually kill him. So yeah, I mean, that was a very interesting, what's it called, decision by Wolfbite. I know he was top right, so I pretty much followed him through the tunnels. I wanted to see where his base was. Since I had a better human, pretty much fully upgraded, I feel like I wasn't any trouble. Plus I had dynamite. This is why carrying dynamite was so important here, which I guess he wasn't expecting, right? So I pretty much break his whole... Good, he almost died. Dude, it was so close, he almost died here. But again, I'm missing a little bit of XP. So one mistake that I did is not getting level 25 before this this tussle, because I probably would have killed him. So you see him getting rid of his army, and I'm getting rid of his Scarecrow. So now what I'm going to be doing is getting rid of this. Now I'm level 25, maxed out, and have those plus 15 stats, which is massive for this fight. So here, I even pick up his coffee, which is so annoying. I would be so tilted because you take so much time to actually farm those coffee. And it's funny that I just kind of yoink him. You know what I mean? It's really funny. He was so freaking annoyed. Yeah, nice job standing on your dynamite. Exactly. I bought dynamite so many times, but it's so useful. It only costs 225 gold, and there's so many ways you could probably use dynamite. You know what I mean? I see so many ways. So here I kill his horse. I pick up his stuff, right? I'm just being very disruptive, right? I'm trying to break his economy, and that's literally what this my main guy is doing here. But night is coming up soon, so there's a certain limit to my, to how much damage I could deal here. So again, I'm being very proactive at base. What I'm doing is I'm still building up an economy, which is very important. And the only mistake I see that I did here is not bring my swords, which I should have done. It's such a big mistake. I was so focused on my main guide. It was so tunnel vision. And I feel like that's a big problem with this game is you become very tunnel visioned. Because there's so many things you have to do, so many things you have to micromanage, and it's so difficult. It's so easy to get lost in so many tasks that you have to do. So, I mean, for an average player, I feel like I'm doing very well for myself. I'm doing very well for an average player that doesn't play this game often. So, if you find people like Vagabond or Wolfbite that play a little bit more often than me, maybe they'll say that they're rusty, but they're actually very good at the game. But but yeah, I mean that's the thing. I also traded from that's the thing. I feel like the good things that I did for that push is trading my dynamite to my main guy. Obviously, keeping pressure on the werewolf is very important. Obviously disrupting his economy, which was super good. So now he's a little bit behind. He's set behind because I stole his crops, right? I took his coffee, I stole his crops, and I did a lot of damage, right? I killed his horse, I killed his villagers, and it's just really good what I did, in my opinion. So I feel like now it gives me a little bit of time, a breathing time to just get myself acid bomb, which is very important for this last like night potentially, right? So technically he could pretty much assault me next night, and if I'm not well defended, I'll be in trouble, right? So I need to make sure that I'm going heavy on coffee here, really heavy on coffee. So I have to plant crops, use scarecrow, make sure that I'm you know, getting as much as possible out of my scarecrow. And once my economy is well set, I'm gonna be able to get myself good upgrades, good like build an army back, and just like hopefully defend his push. But again, it's really gonna depend on this night and my kind of like effectiveness, you know what I mean, and how I spend my time, right? Again, there's so many things that I'm doing here, right? I'm not only am I planning, I'm getting, you know, chicken. I'm using the chicken coop to get eggs. I'm also micromanaging, kind of building cauldrons and like wells to get myself water for my potions. I'm also building an army. There's a lot of things I'm thinking about, right? Also, using my dog to get myself the knife. All right, so it's day 5, guys. It's literally day 5 here. I'm pretty much trying to plant or get myself toxic bombs. So here, basically, you combine water plus coffee, and it creates water plus coffee beans. And it creates these coffee cups, pretty much which gives you HP, which is very important, right? HP is massive in this game. So the more survivability you have, the better it is, right? So there's a few abilities that you rush. You probably get fishing net. You could go for spear shot. All of them have their kind of requirements. So you know, all of them, it really depends on which kind of profession you went for. So if you're going for fishing, you can get fishing net. It has its usefulness, you know. You could go for hunting and you could get spear shot, which stuns the werewolf, which can be very good. But again, it really kind of depends. Here I'm trying to make a kind of guide for a kind of like average players. I'm not trying to make a guide for like pros, obviously, because pros, they probably don't need to watch this video to know what to do here. So again, now we have our maxed out pretty much villager. He has toxic bomb, a lot of damage, a lot of armor. Level max. So this is looking good for me. This is looking good. I need to hunt a werewolf, right? I need to hunt this guy during the day. That's pretty much my window for me to do anything. So also I make this Horn of Valhalla, which gives me a lot of armor. For people that didn't know, I got myself some boots. So it's looking pretty good, guys. So it's looking pretty good. So now I think Mr. Werewolf is in the tunnel. He is getting pinged at the moment. That's why you kind of have to work with your teammates to kind of like figure out where the whereabouts of the werewolf. I guess now he is obviously human because it is daytime. I'm going to be rushing towards his base, obviously, because I want to make sure to kind of like destroy his economy, right? So if I destroy his economy and increase my economy, that's the way you win this game. Even though you're not a good player, potentially, right? As long as you destroy the werewolf's economy, it's very difficult for him to do anything, right? Because the way a werewolf would push you is not with only ghouls, right? He's going to push you with swords, riflemen, right? That's the way he really takes you out, right? Because it's very difficult for a werewolf to push you if you have a scarecrow, for example, right? Or a lot of freaking towers. And yeah, that's the thing here. Here I see I'm pretty much like figuring out where his whereabouts are, right? I see some of his structures. I try to destroy his. I got very lucky with the scout on his base. I don't know why he went bottom right next to his base. I feel like proximity effect, right, makes sense. But he pretty much has his whole economy here. Here I rush for his freaking what's it called? His horse once again. He loses his whole freaking economy once again because he needed to sell those. He didn't have any structure here to sell his stuff, which really freaking sucks because he needed that gold so much, right? He really need that gold. So I got 6 times, well, 12 of his flowers, which would have given him like 4k gold, which is very important, right? So it really sucks. So now I'm destroying his whole of his structures. And again, he has to rebuild everything. He has to rebuild everything from scratch. And at this point, it's very difficult for Werewolf because now his economy is destroyed. And the only thing I need to do is just mass use espionage and just find him during the day, pretty much. Just find him during the day. I'm also transferring this mob torch to my human because it gives me extra damage. it's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking really good. Like, my character, my main guy is really pimped out. Whenever he's strongest is during the night, right? Where he has his army, when he has, you know, his werewolf, where he does so much freaking damage. He's level 16, level 18, I think, if I remember correctly. So he's very strong. Now I see him attack my base. Like, at the beginning of night 5, he attacks my base. And I'm kind of panicking here. I'm like, what do I do exactly? I'm starting to sell stuff, right? I'm literally starting to sell stuff because I want to be sure that he... He's pretty much like, he attacks my horse just for revenge, right? Which makes sense. And he's attacking my
Daddy, chill.
my villagers, all that stuff. There's not much I can do to save them. So I'm pretty much bringing all my units back at base and trying to defend to the best of my ability, right? So here I see him with freaking catapults. I've never seen people utilize this, which is kind of interesting. So I'm pretty much using my sword to kill those... and I want to box him in. So I want to make... I'm literally going to box him in. I'm going to say... And I'm going to be arguing that... Listen, you're boxed in here with me. You know? Not him be... him boxed in with me, basically.
So would you say what I did was not to suck my own dick, but was it sheer brilliance?
Wait, what did I say that twice? What did I say? I'm actually stupid, I think. But yeah, essentially he's boxed in with me, essentially, right? So I don't know what's that reference from. I feel like some people in the comments might know. But anyways, so here is attacking my guy. I pretty much placed my scarecrow, which is very important for regeneration. I could use my main guy to do DPS, but again, a lot of freaking goals are here, right? So I want to make sure that I'm bringing my units close to my scarecrow because the AoE regeneration is very low. That I just pretty much hold position right next to my scarecrow and benefit as much as possible from the regeneration. So again, he's getting a lot of levels. I'm kind of getting concerned a little bit. I use Acid Bomb for a second time, lowering his armor and getting him low as possible. So right here, I'm thinking that he was gonna wind walk at the last second, right? So, but the thing is, as you see, he literally dies by not paying attention, and that was so funny because he thought he was gonna get away with it, but the thing is, he forgot about the damage over time from the acid bomb. So basically, as a werewolf, you want to stay there as long as possible, just farm, you know, be disruptive, obviously, but again, he didn't anticipate the damage over time from the acid bomb, and we pretty much took him out. And I feel like this was a decent recording in my opinion. I feel like this was a decent recording, a very good performance by me as a human, because I feel like I usually just upload werewolf gameplay. So me playing as a human there, I feel like was pretty fun. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from, you know, just watching me play and dominate this game. But big shout out to Wolfbite for kind of playing this game with me, and I feel like this was a really fun and successful recording.